Thank you for tuning into TTV. I'm your host, Toya, and today is Communion Sunday, and we are talking lion's mane, okay? This one is kind of dried out a little bit, which is why I kind of wanted to hurry up and cook it today. But if you've never seen lion's mane fresh before, this is what it looks like, okay? It's usually bright white, but because it's drying out, you'll see some yellow. But it's still good, still fresh, nothing's wrong with it. But this is lion's mane, okay? I'll go ahead and peel it for y'all just so you can see when you peel it apart what it looks like as far as the texture, which is why people use it as a replacement for chicken or even steak. To me, it works best as a beef replacement as far as the texture goes. So that's kind of what I'm doing today. We're going to be making a Philly steak and cheese sandwich, except for we're using lion's mane, so there's no actual steak. But we're going to cook this in a way that mimics steak, okay? But before I get started, y'all know I gotta give y'all the background on this, okay? So lion's mane is the reason one of the reasons is really gaining popularity and people are talking about it all the time now is because of the fact that it's so good when it comes to brain function. Okay, so it helps with memory loss. So if you have issues like short-term memory or dementia, things like that, lion's mane may be able to help you, strengthen your memory. Okay, it also has properties in it that will help repair nerve damage. Okay, so nerve damage is really prevalent nowadays with people sitting down all the time and not being as active as they used to be. So your nerves, which is sciatica in the lower back, tend to get overactive and hurt. Okay, and because of that, that's because of nerve damage. So lion's mane can help with repairing the nerve cells. Okay, like I tell y'all all the time, with most fruits, vegetables, seeds, nuts, berries, mushrooms, all of them have a property in them that's going to boost your immune system. All of them have properties in it that are going to be anti-inflammatory. What does all of that mean? It means it can help with things like heart disease, cancer, diabetes, stomach ulcers, all that kind of things you can get and benefit from with lion's mane and just from consuming it. It is one of the mushrooms you can't eat raw. I don't, but you can't eat it raw. And I believe, well, let me not even say that. I was about to say you can give it to your dog, but I don't know if you can or not. I didn't look that up. But in any case, it's a good addition to have in your cabinets. This is the first time I actually had fresh lion's mane. I was able to find dehydrated lion's mane at the Asian market, but what I had left I put in here. So this is my homemade mushroom powder. So my dehydrated lion's mane went in there. But that's why lion's mane is gaining in popularity, especially in the vegan world where they're using it as a replacement for some meats. You can use it as chicken. You can use it as, I think I even saw somebody use it in fish. But most of the time for me, I use it as a beef replacement. And like I said, we're going to make a Philly steak and cheese sandwich with it. And stuff where it's going to be Philly lion's mane and cheese sandwich. Yes, this is going to be vegan. You can substitute it and make it whatever you want. Y'all know I don't measure anything, so you have to do this to your taste, what tastes good to you. So I'll give you an idea of how much I'm using on stuff, but y'all know I don't pay attention. I don't look at that. So some of the things that I'm going to be using, I do add water to this, so I do want to get this water boiling, and then I want to get my pan heated up. So one of the things you're going to need for this is 2 pans. I have 2 cast irons. You just need 2 pans because you're going to put the lion's mane in the biggest one and you're going to set the other one on top to press it. Okay, so you need 2. If you don't have cast iron, you can use something else. Just make sure you have something to weigh it down because you're going to have to put the pressure down on it, okay? So you need to be able to weigh it down to smash the lion's mane. So I'm going to get that started. I have here some Marmite. Marmite is a yeast. A lot of your British people use it and they put it on toast. It helps with the beefy flavor. So I'm just going to put, if I can get it off of here, it's very stringy. See that? But like I said, it has a beefy taste to it. Like I said, the British people put it on their toast. I don't know. I would put it on toast, but that's what they do. We probably have weird customs that, they would think are weird too. But in any case, so this is probably like maybe half a teaspoon. This is why I'm heating up the water because I do add a little water. But the Marmite, it doesn't dissolve very easily. So I put it in the water to dissolve it. The other thing, of course, garlic powder, have Bragg's amino acid, some smoked paprika, black pepper, cayenne pepper if you want, onion powder. I have my mushroom blend mix, which is also optional. Another thing that's optional as well is this Lee. Okay, Lee is a broth flavoring, but they don't actually have meat in theirs. There's actually no beef in this. Just like the chicken one I use a lot too, no chicken in it, okay? So this is a good substitute. I guess they have a pork flavored one too. It does pretty good as far as how it tastes and to mimic that brothy beef taste to it. So it's optional. If you want to add it, you can. If you don't worry about it. Okay, so my water is ready. I'm not going to do too much because I'm really just trying to dissolve this Meramite. Okay, so that's probably, I don't even think that's a fourth of a cup. We'll just say 2 tablespoons of hot water. Because I do add hot water to my marinade. But like I said, I'm just starting with this amount because I want to dissolve this. Okay, so see how that dissolved in there? Okay. Now to this, okay, I'm going to add some Bragg's amino acids. Amino acids help turn enzymes and things like that in your body into protein. So I probably put about a tablespoon of that. A dash of cayenne. Don't need much. Some onion powder. And again, this is to your taste. Do what you like, what your family like, however much you want. So I guess it's been like about an 1/8 teaspoon of that. I don't know, y'all. This is smoked paprika, so you want that smokiness. Can't forget my garlic powder, y'all. Even though I got some fresh garlic right here. My mushroom seasoning. You don't have mushroom seasoning, don't stress. Use what you have. And then I'm just going to use just a little bit of this. Okay, so you can see this is how it comes, okay? It comes in a little plastic bag. They even give you a little spoon in here. Okay, so they give you a little spoon. And I put like maybe half a teaspoon. And a little bit of oil, but I'm going to wait to the oil because I want to taste this to make sure it's right. Okay? Mix that up. Nice beefy taste. Oh, that's what I forgot. I forgot my, where are you? Vinegar. Woo. I try to remember everything, y'all. So this is black vinegar. It has a kind of a taste like, what's that stuff they put on top of steak? A1. Just a little bit. So I'm only going to do like maybe half a teaspoon. That's about it. Okay, but this is black vinegar. I literally went to the Asian market because they didn't speak English. I literally went in there, pulled up the picture of the stuff, and then gave it to them. Showed them the picture. There we go. But this has a really good beef flavoring now. I'm going to add a little bit of water. A little bit more. And then a little bit of oil. Usually I use grapeseed oil, but my son has a tendency to use all of my oil. So then I'm stuck with his vegetable oil. Okay. All right, so now we got that set. I'll turn this on. I'm putting this on a medium high. I'm just putting a little bit of oil in here, just enough to coat the bottom. Y'all, next week I'm going back to being, I'm gonna just use the mushroom. Go back to being completely nutritarian because that's what worked best for me. And it's healthier. But I've been like sidetracked a lot lately, so I'm going back to that. Just getting the stuff cleaned out. Okay, so I'm gonna get this rest of the stuff put away. I'm gonna bring you in closer because we have some garlic here. And then I have my pepper blends. with my onions. Y'all see that? Yep, but we're gonna get it started. I'm gonna bring you closer so you can see me cooking. Okay, so we are back. Got my pan covered in the oil. And simply what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put a little bit of that marinade on top of my mushrooms, like so. Okay, we're gonna set that to the side, flip it over, a little more. Okay, and then we're gonna take our other pan and put it on top, and we're gonna press it down. And you just want to press it down. That's all we're gonna do. Be careful of the steam that comes up from the sides because you don't want to burn yourself. If you have to, get you a pot holder. You know, you can do it like that to try to keep yourself from getting burnt. But that's all we're gonna do. And like I said, this is on a medium-high heat, and I'm just pushing this down. Mine goes from low to high, which high is like a 9, and I have it on like 6, just to give you some idea of what it is. Okay, so we're just gonna sit here. We're just gonna press this for a little bit. Okay, and you can flip it, and really, you see how you get this nice little caramel on there. Another thing you can do is you can add a little more water to kind of help get it steamed, like so. And then just press it. And what'll happen is it's going to press down and be smashed. Okay. If you don't have the strength to press like this, then you can get something heavy. You know, like I used to have a brick I kept in the kitchen just for putting in the oven, to for a brick oven. You know, to keep it warm or keep it steady. You can use something like that, or depending on what you have, a can of beans or something like that, you can put that on there, or a couple of cans. Anything that's going to apply the pressure on here so that you can smash this down. Or you can even just hold the handle down and press from the handle. It's up to you. I find this way actually works quicker to me, so this is what I'm doing. Okay? But again, be careful of the steam that comes up on the side. You don't want to burn yourself. Okay. I'm going to take it, flip it again. Add a little more marinade so it can soak in. Okay. Flip it back over. Press it down. So this pan is starting to get a little warm on the bottom, which is why I put the pot holder back in there. But you see how the steam is coming up over here? So that's what I'm saying. Just be careful of the steam. Okay. Now we're going to put a little more marinade. Back over. Like I say, you can do a little more water because of the caramelization that's going on with the rest of it. Y'all, this ain't hot too. Okay. And put this back down. This is almost it. We're almost done. And then all those seasonings that are in here are going to go into the vegetables as we cook them. Okay. So that's enough of this one. Just wiped off the bottom, put that to the side. And this is our lion's mane. See the color in it? Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to slice this up. So I have a cutting board over here. Slice that up. I'm going to add a little bit of oil to this. Throw in my garlic. This was one clove, but it was a big clove. That's okay for me because I love garlic. Put these peppers and onions in here. And we're going to let this saute. Another thing you can add to this, which I think I will. Okay, so this is some chili oil that I made. Maybe I'll show y'all one day how I make it. And I'm gonna put a little bit of this, 2 teaspoons of this. If you got some chili oil, you can put that in there too. I'm just scooping the rest of this out, this marinade. And because of that, we don't really have to season this because it's going to get all the seasonings and all of that. Because the chili oil is actually seasoned. I put onion powder in it. I put a little bit of vegan chicken broth in it, broth powder, along with some other peppers and spices. And those peppers and spices and things like that are really good this time of the year with the cold season, flu season going around. So it's really good. Now, I'm going to back you up because I want to show you me cutting up this lion's mane. So let me back you up a little. Okay, so this is the lion's mane. I'm just going to slice it. Okay, see that? See how pretty that is? Does that look like chicken right now? Still hot, y'all. Okay, so I'm just gonna take this, throw this in there with the onions, and again, slice. And you can eat it like this. See? Look, can you see me? Look. See? Yeah, good. So if you're not used to cutting hot stuff like I am, you can use a fork. But don't cut yourself. Don't burn yourself. And get a sharper knife, because it might be part of my problem. This knife ain't sharp enough. All right. So I'm going to add that back in. Try to get all these juices. All right. Let's slide you back over here so you can see. Don't that look good, y'all? And you can see the texture. Here, let me see. Find a piece. Try to show you the texture. Here we go. You see this? It's almost like the tender part of the steak. Okay? It's very pliable. See that? So it ends up being almost like the marbled and the fatty part of the steak. That's some peppers. Now you can keep adding oil to this if you want. I'm trying to watch my oil intake because oil is basically empty calories. And also with mushrooms, when you boil them and steam them, it actually releases some more of the flavor. So it's a two-part to me using water instead of more oil. Because like I said, one, oil is empty calories and we don't need no empty calories in here. I don't know if y'all saw that or not, but I lost the pepper. All right. Okay, so this is all done. I'm gonna turn this fire off. I'm gonna move you back. We're gonna toast this bun. Put some cheese on it. I got some So Delicious mozzarella. Okay. So we're gonna put this on the bun, stick it in the broiler. And then I'm gonna come back. We're gonna assemble it so you can see. All right. And do a taste test. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, I wanted to show y'all this or do this with you. I wasn't going to, but I decided I wanted to. This lady, she makes this macaroni and cheese, and she gets the cheese to melt all gooey like on top, and she said it's because she puts butter on top of it. So I have some vegan butter. This is just some country crop vegan butter. I think it's the avocado oil base. I'm just gonna put some on here. And I'm using like maybe a teaspoon because I don't want to use too much. That's why it's taking me a little longer to spread it out, because I'm not trying to use a whole lot. Okay, and then I'm gonna put this cheese. And like I said, this is a mozzarella. Not Trader Joe's, Whole Foods has a provolone. It's their brand, the 365 brand. They have a provolone that's pretty good too. And I've used that with this. But I don't have any, so that's why we're using this. Okay? If you have a hoagie bun, use a hoagie bun. You can also use a tortilla. Okay? So you can use a tortilla to wrap everything up. And that's how I'm doing this. So, now that you can see the butter out the way. So I'm going to get this in the oven, let this melt, and then we're going to put our mixture, our Philly mixture on there, and then I'm going to be right back. Okay, we're back. So I got the buns. The cheese didn't really melt that much. Well, it's melted. It's just, you know, it's vegan cheese, y'all. I'm going to have to show y'all one day how I made coconut cheese. The coconut cheese I made, it actually did melt on its own. So yeah, I'm going to have to show y'all that one day. But this is the mixture. Okay. So you can see peppers and the lion's mane. Okay. This is what it ends up looking like. Okay. So we're going to put some of this on the sandwich. Now, the leftovers here, you can continue to make another sandwich out of it, or one of the things I think I'm going to end up doing it, because the seasonings that I use in this are just regular beefy, like textured kind of seasoning. I can make a kind of like a Chinese like flavored broth and thicken it up and put this in there for some pepper steak or pepper lion's mane. Okay, and there we have it, our lion's mane, Philly lion's mane sandwich. Okay, reason I say lion's mane sandwich is instead of saying like Philly steak and cheese, or because I think a lot of times where people who are vegan and they try to introduce stuff to other people who may not be vegan, they sit back and they name it like, oh, this is, you know, chicken, or this is beef, or this is this, and that person is expecting it to taste like that. It's expecting it to be just like that. This is still a mushroom, okay? It's still a mushroom. It just has a good flavor to it, and the texture mimics, okay? Just mimics, means it comes close, but it does not duplicate the texture and the feeling of beef, okay? It's still a mushroom. You're still gonna have that sponginess to it. It's just not as spongy as like your portobello or your button mushrooms, okay? So it's a firmer texture than those mushrooms, but it's still a mushroom. You're still gonna have the mushroom flavoring. This is not going to replace your beef, okay? It's not gonna taste like beef, but it's gonna have a really good flavor that kind of reminds you of the beef. And if it's something that you're trying to give up, if you're trying not to eat beef anymore, then having this will kind of substitute that feeling or that need or that desire to have the beef to where you're eating a mushroom instead. And so, like I said, you know, lion's mane is good for your memory. It's good for anxiety. It's good for depression. It's good for your inflammatory issues. It's good for antioxidants. You know, it's a lot that goes into lion's mane. So it's a good replacement for a beef or for a chicken if that's how you choose to have it. But it's not going to take the place of. It's not going to taste exactly like it. Okay. So once you cut into the sandwich, this is what it looks like. And like I said, it's just a simple sandwich. Some vegan mozzarella and our mixture on a bun. Okay? First thing I bit into was a pepper. y'all. It might not be steak, but it's still good. It's still good, y'all. But there you have it. Lion's mane. Good for your memory, cancer, ulcers. What else was it good for? Inflammatory issues, brain functions, memory, focus. I don't think I said focus, but it's supposed to help you with focus as well. And like usual, I'll have some links below as far as, you know, you doing your own research and you looking at it. Healthline and WebMD. The links will be down below. But get you some lion's mane, okay? Find you some lion's mane. And get to cooking. Matter of fact, if you eat beef, add it with it. Okay? But it's delicious. Y'all, I'm about to go so I can finish eating this. I love y'all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.